Spright comes out of nowhere and smashes the South American WCQ. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. The South American WCQ has come to a close. The only real thing we have complete data for is the top 8 here, but we're going to analyze this and talk to you. So we have 5. 1 snake guy, 2 snake guy, 3 snake guy, 4 snake guy, 5 snake guy. Yeah, what a top cut. You had 1 U-Bell, so, congratulations to U-Bell still having that consistency, doing so well out here. We also had 1 Ritual Beast. Ritual Beast is doing pretty good out here these last 2 weeks. I like what I'm seeing. You had 2 top 32 Oceanics, and you had 1 squeak on into top 8. No list for this yet. Be patient. I'm sure it'll come out over the next day or so. And then a Spright with a mini 2-card Ice Barrier package. I've been tagged multiple times going, "Hey, Robbie, Ice Barriers are broken. Did you see?" Yeah, it's just like the 2-card Melfi package in the deck. It's Spright, Melfi, Ice Barrier. Yay! Nice to see 2 Ice Barrier cards made it into Top Cut, but not the rest of the deck. I mean, it's cool to see that Spright had a very fantastic showing out of this event. I do think a lot of people have kind of forgotten that Spright does exist. I would say that this is an abnormality, though, but we'll talk about the list. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. All right, so our winning list here. Look, guys, it's 1 Freezing Chains and 1, Mirror Mage here because, putting tokens on the field to help, ease into making a Herald is pretty good. All right. Still doing our mini Melfi package with the 1 penny, with the 1 caddy. Maybe someday we'll see that extend out just a little bit more. Your Spright package, still standard. Nothing has really changed with this. We're putting 2 droplets for a board break option. We have 2 Cosmic Cyclones built into the main, and we rounded out a nice 42 cards. Also, this side deck gives this deck pretty much everything that you need. I do think that this deck had a very strong surprise factor going about it. I can definitely tell you there were not a lot of people out here really thinking about this. And, hey, making a format Zeus in certain matchups can still win you some free games. Also, shout out here to the Droll and Lockbird actually showing up and being a relevant piece again. Oh, I'm surprised. Genuinely, I am. But this just proves that, there's more to this meta than meets the eye. Transformers. Okay, sorry, I had to get that away. So we have a top 32 branded list here. Sporting off triple fusion duplication. I can't say that this was on my bingo sheet. Most of these builds just play 1 to 2 of this, but the fact that we've gone all the way on pushing for 3 of these, okay. We also have the 1 branded sword doing the 1 retribution. I feel like that's pretty normal. Hello Gimmick Puppet. So nothing's really changed in the grand scheme of things other than we got a few more turbo builds going here. You do have the Blazing Brightest branded King taking a turret on your, front porch. In terms of deck build, I mean, double Mercury is fine. 2-2 split on this is fine. 2 Tragedy, I guess, might be a little bit new. I feel like most of the builds that are choosing to play Tragedy are usually a 1 of, but it just kind of comes down to optimization and how you want this build to turbo out your options. Okay. Ooh, we have more for you here. See, now this is more my speed. You have another build with just 1 old Tragedy. It's a real tragedy you're trying to play multiple of these. But once again, we see this triple fusion duplication showing up out here. I guess maybe this is the appropriate play now. If you've got 2 builds that are both expanding out and playing triple fusion duplication, I think that this proves that your player base definitely wants to see this card, help out. Also, this build's playing a Herald of the Abyss. Was it really that problematic out here that we needed to have a card to deal with purely, of all things? I guess, to be honest with you, you might need an answer to the Cat in the Hat, but to actually see we have a dedicated out to this is kind of interesting in my opinion, but hey, okay. Outside of that, I mean, there's nothing really too crazy to look at here for this list. I think your ratios on the fusion dupes is the most interesting thing. Oh, hello, Diablaze. How are you? So we have, wow, we've been seeing a lot of these random builds out here have been trucking along with these Book of Eclipses in the main day. I'm not saying that, it's bad that we're seeing this. It's just interesting to see that these decks that can't handle these bigger boards besides, an Appaloosa or something, being able to, use the Book of Eclipse to turn down your opponent's stuff so you can actually play the game. It's pretty good. We have 2 built-in polys. Are doing the branded package. That's pretty normal, I feel like. You have the 1 Barbar for time and the 1 Graph. We are doing... Oh, my gosh. Hello, Beatrice. How are you? And a free Typhon. Okay, I also see... Okay, different dimension ground. I see we're getting into the cheesy stuff here with the thrust into, your power 3 cards out here. So you can just laugh at your opponent and go, no, 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 no. You thought you were going to get a free advantage cookie. Next up here, we have... Amazingly, I think this is our only Snake Eyes deck for this video. In terms of, I guess, standardized, is as standard as it gets. 43 cards, main decking the triple droplets. I'm glad to see Droplet did rotate back into the format here. Being able to kind of tear through their opponent's big field is really, really solid. You also have the crossout designators in here to stop, this card or these cards, depending on how the matchup goes. We are also, you do see that Metaltrona showing back up again. This card has been, it's been all over the place, honestly, in terms of what people have been using this for. It's just been specifically Snake Eyes decks that have this built into it, but there's just a lot of times you just won't even see this card see play. I feel like it's more niche than anything. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? Niche tech choices win you games, but so many more people, I will definitely say, feel like they've been on the fence about this tech choice. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. All right, we also have, ooh, hello, good old voiceless voice. So we are doing our standard, I guess, branded package with this. Even though we've seen plenty of track record with this package that so many people will just be like, I'm not even going to play this. Also, we're down to 1 Saravis. Okay, I find that interesting. The fact that these decks have dialed back on wanting to have that consistent thing here. Okay, I did not expect that. A lot of interesting one-of-hand traps here from the Crow, the Moonlit, the Ogre. We still are doing the triple Veiler with the triple Ash and the triple Imperm, which I think is fine. Hello, Pendulum Graph Dragon. How are you? And of course, we are citing 1 Bell, 1 additional Ogre to kind of help us along the way. But outside of that, interesting choices in terms of the world of deck building. Oh, boy. The Borreload Furious Dragon. I find this very hilarious that you have so many extra Super Poly targets and no Super Poly. Oh, hey, look, it's Bell. So we are doing the Mature Chronicle with the 1 of Nightmare Pain. So you're starting to see this build kind of shape up into, I would say, like the in-between with the Fiendsmith consistent approach and like the modern era hybrid out here. Because most of these have cut the other Bell monster and they're just doing the Phantom of Bell, which, I mean, who needs Super Polys to vacuum up the whole field when, you can just set up a relatively strong board and just put pressure on your opponent that way. 2 openings. We are doing the triple Dark Beckoning Beast. Some builds do try to play that extra Chaos monster, the little 0/0, just for the additional target to get the, Spirit Gates are rolling. Don't really need that here. I feel like it comes down to deck build preference. Do you want the extra piece or not? Hello, Skill Drains. How are you? I love to see it, man. An entire extra deck out here that can just use the power of Skill Drain to punish the opponent. No, see, this is what I was talking about. This is the other little card that comes to mind out here when you're looking at these things. Having that Chaos Summoning Beast be that little extra piece that you can kind of have access to kind of try to punish the opponent, I think is relatively strong. This build is also only playing 2 Phantom of Bells, which is kind of interesting to me. I guess from a budget standpoint, I guess you don't need them. And this build's also on triple Nightmare Pain. So kind of take your poison in terms of deck build. Do you need to have the full extension pieces, or what are you thinking? Also, the fact that they're doing 2-1 on this is kind of interesting. But okay, outside of that, very, very similar things. This is what I was talking about with those tech choices this format. Those key cards that you can have in your deck just to give you, an edge in terms of your own play style is pretty insane. So what do you think about the breakdown for the South American WCQ? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. You guys stay safe out there, right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.